Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. So, good evening to one and all. I'm Dr. Revati Ramrao Rautra, Assistant Professor from GH Raisoni College of Engineering and Management, Pune. First of all, I would like to thanks to our engineer Ravi Shankar sir for this opportunity. And my today's topic is importance of cybersecurity. As we know that cybersecurity is something that has majorly been focused on by organizations are looking to invest in cybersecurity. But are you aware of the goals of cybersecurity? If not, now you will know nowadays cybersecurity is a top priority as we find ourselves in the digital age. And it is all about protecting our precious data, networks, and sometimes the endpoints from the malicious forces out there that may try to cause damage or sometimes it may be steal info. Okay, so this means businesses, organizations, and individuals must take extra care to ensure they are safeguarding their online assets. And with everything becoming more interconnected, it can be a minefield. So, considering the importance of achieving our organizational ambitions, then cybersecurity is an essential factor. As organizations that may be big or small understand their need to protect the data and keep customer privacy safe. However, not all have a general grasp on what it means or just how many implications there are towards this topic. Correct. So here, hence, for us to construct a culture that prioritizes safety, and we must first acquire an understanding as to why investing in strong cybersecurity measures is so important to make sure that these objectives can be made three core attributes. So it should be kept in mind that preserving confidentiality, then consistency and accessibility and the integrity. And the goal of the cybersecurity is to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, availability of digital assets by safeguarding against the potential harm. Correct. So this cybersecurity field is continually evolving to address new and emerging threats in an increasingly interconnected and digital world. So here, why the cybersecurity is important. So today we are discussing about this. So what is the meaning of cybersecurity? Cybersecurity refers to the body of technologies, processes, and practices designed to protect networks, devices, programs, and data from attack, damage, or unauthorized access. So this cybersecurity may also be referred to as information technology security or computer security. So sometimes this cyber risk is something that has majority been focused on the organizations looking to invest in cybersecurity. And uh, here there are three pillars of the cybersecurity. Number one pillar, that is the people, then process and the technology. Here, cybersecurity is a framework that involves and adapts to a situation and includes the oversight, prevention, and the maintenance. Therefore, it broken down into three main pillars, that is the people, process, and technology. These are the three pillars of the cybersecurity. The first is people. Naturally, it is the pillar that has the most amount of risk associated with it. as human error and human intervention is more difficult to predict and guarantee than systems and software. So training, awareness, and resources are therefore the key pillar. Then next is the process. Process and policy help to provide the framework for governance and also define the procedures that can be measured over time. So these processes inform and IT departments preventive and responsive controls. Technology, that is the third pillar, and it is the hardware and software that departments use to achieve reliable cybersecurity. The IT personnel build processes around technology so as to protect the IT infrastructure. So these are the pillars, and with this we have to know what are the key cybersecurity concepts. So organizations develop and implement an information security policy to impose a uniform set of rules for handling and protecting essential data. And that's why most of the IT companies, the IT security policies focus on protecting three key aspects of the data and information. That is also the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So these are often referred to as the CIA, that is called as the triad concept of the information security. So now we are going to know about the key cybersecurity concept. Yes, confidentiality means it measures are designed to prevent the sensitive information from unauthorized access attempts. Then integrity involves maintaining the consistency, accuracy, and trustworthiness of data over its entire life cycle. And that is third one, that means the information should be consistently and readily accessible for the authorized party. So these are some key security concepts. And now, so these are the concepts of the cybersecurity. As we know that the cybersecurity is a complex field with several key concepts and the principles that underpin its practices also. So the confidentiality means that the sensitive information is accessible only to the authorized users, correct, and remains hidden from the unauthorized individuals or the entities. And second one, that is the integrity, means the guarantee the accuracy and the reliability of the data and systems by preventing the unauthorized modifications or tampering with information. Availability ensures what? So it ensures that the systems and the data are accessible when needed, whenever we need it. Okay, minimizing the downtime due to the cyber attacks or the technical failures. Then there are some other key cybersecurity concepts also there. For example, the authentication. So authentication verifies the identity of users and devices and uh, ensuring that individuals of the systems are uh, who they claim to be. So the authorization is also important because this is also the key cybersecurity concepts, correct? So authorization grants the appropriate access and the privilege to authorize users while restricting the access for unauthorized users. As we know the firewalls, correct? So firewalls are security devices or the software and that control the incoming and the outgoing network traffic to block unauthorized access, and it also protects against the network based attacks. Yes, we know also the threats. This is also the key cybersecurity concepts. So threats means that encompasses the various malicious activities or events and that can comprise the security of information system. So what it includes? It includes the malware, phishing. Okay, so these are some of the key security concepts. With these there is one security awareness training. Okay, so training programs educate the employees and the users about the cybersecurity best practices. So these help to prevent the social engineering attacks. Correct. So these key concepts provide the foundation for understanding and implementing effective cybersecurity practices. And with this, some strategies that are also helps to protect the information systems and digital assets from the cyber threats. And that's why the cyber security awareness is important. Correct. So cyber security is important because it safeguards our digital lives, our personal information, economic well-being, and the national security too. So it is a critical aspect of our increasingly interconnected world, and it is also essential for maintaining the trust and the security in the digital age. That's why security is important. So we must protect our computers, smart devices, and the data in the same way that we ensure or we secure the doors to open our homes and offices. But we must take along our offline security mindset to the online space. Correct. And so that safety is important. So we must behave in ways that protect us against the risks and the threats that come with the technology. And technology alone cannot protect you from everywhere. And that's why cyber security awareness is important. So there are some misconceptions. What are the misconceptions that we always saying that I am not a target? Nobody would want to hack me. Okay, nobody want to hack me. I am not a target. So this is a common misconception, erroneous belief. So cyber attacks often target individuals and the organizations of all the sizes. And hackers are interested in any vulnerable targets they can exploit for the financial gain or other purposes also. And that's why antivirus software makes me or makes us the completely safe. Antivirus software is essential, but it's not a silver bullet. Okay, it can only protect against known threats and might not catch zero-day vulnerabilities or sophisticated attacks. So I am not important and no one will find me. This is the first erroneous belief that we always think, misconception. Then next is I only visit reputable websites, so I am safe. We will just tell them, no. I am always visiting some reputable websites, and that's why I'm safe. Yes, this is also the erroneous belief. I don't have anything anyone would want to steal. Correct. So even legitimate websites can become compromised, and the cyber criminals can inject the malicious code into the otherwise trustworthy sites, and you can become a victim through no fault of your own. So strong, unique passwords are enough. While strong and unique passwords are essential, and that are not the foolproof. So multi-factor authentication, that is called as the MFA, multi-factor authentication, is crucial to add an extra layer of the security. And that's why cybersecurity is solely an IT problem. Cybersecurity is a shared responsibility that involves everywhere in an organization. It's not solely the responsibility of the IT department. All employees should be educated and involved in the cyber security practices because once data is deleted, it's gone. So misconceptions about the cybersecurity abound, including the mistaken belief that only high-profile individuals or the organizations are targeted. So this is also the misconception. And another fallacy is that antivirus software alone guarantee protection or that sticking to reputable the websites ensure safety, and strong passwords are important but not sufficient. Multi-factor authentication is crucial. So cybersecurity is not just IT's concern, it's everyone's responsibility, and data deletion does not guarantee data renewal. And the cost of the cybersecurity is not exclusive to large enterprises. Small businesses are equally the suspicious to the states. And so the dispelling this myth is vital for a better understanding of the cybersecurity's complexity and the importance. So cybersecurity is not about the computers, but about behaviors. So you exactly what an attacker wants. Yes. So next is the cyber threat overview. Cyber groups are online daily monitoring and seeking victims to attack. So here, the cyber threats encompasses a wide range of malicious activities and the risks in the digital realm, including malware, ransomware, or phishing, okay, and many more. So these threats target the individuals also. These threats target the organizations and the critical infrastructure with the intent of unauthorized access, data theft, financial gain, or system disruption. So as technology evolves, so do cyber threats becoming more sophisticated and persistent. And effective cybersecurity measures are essential to mitigate these risks and protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of digital assets and the data in an increasingly interconnected world. Okay, so these are some social engineering, phishing, spam, then distributed denial of service, malware, in the malware, worms, virus, and Trojan horse, then man in the middle attack. So these are some traits. Yes, any problem? Please unmute. Okay. So in these phishing attacks are fraudulent emails that are some text messages, phone calls, or website designed to trick users into the downloading malware, sharing sensitive information or personal data. For example, social security and credit card numbers also, bank account numbers, login credentials, or taking other actions that encourage themselves or their organizations to cybercrime. So, this phishing is a way of extracting personal information by using the deceptive email and website link. So, it is one of the most used method of cyber attacks. So the attackers send an email which is distinguished to be from a trusted source. So it can be read from your bank also, a company you deal with, or a trusted friend or the colleague. Okay. So phishing starts with a fraudulent email or other communication that has designed to lure a victim. So this message is made to look as though it becomes from a trusted sender. Correct. So if it fools the victim, he or she is considered into the providing confidential information and often on a scam website. So this is all about the phishing and how to identify the phishing email. So for identifying the phishing emails, uh, to protect yourself from falling victim to cyber attack. So phishing emails are fraudulent messages and it is designed to trick the recipients into revealing the sensitive information. So sometimes we are always clicking on the malicious links or the downloading the malware. So here are some tips to help you identify uh, how the phishing emails are. So first of all, check the sender's email address. Okay, we have to examine the sender's email address carefully because phishers often use email addresses that mimic legitimate the organizations but may contain subtle misspellings or unusual domains. Correct. So we have to look for the generic greetings. For example, phishing emails often use the generic salutations like "Dear users," or sometimes they are using "Dear customer" instead of addressing you by name. Correct. So legitimate organizations usually personalize their messages. Then uh, you have to check for spelling and grammar errors too. So phishing emails may contain the spelling, grammar, and the punctuation mistakes. So be wary of poorly written emails. Correct. Then you have to verify the links. Hover your mouse or over any links in the email without clicking on them to see whether they lead. So check if the URL matches the legitimate website of the organization. So you have to verify the links also. Then be aware of the urgent or threatening languages also. So phishing emails often create a sense of urgency or use threatening language to pressure you into taking immediate action. So please be cautious of such emails. Please unmute from your side. Thank you. So be aware of urgent or threatening language. Then you have to examine the request for personal or financial information. Then you have to check the unsolicited attachment. For example, avoid the opening attachments or downloading files from the unknown sources. So phishing emails may contain malicious attachments. So verify email contents also. So if the email claims to be from a known organization, you have to cross-check the content with the official website or previous communications to see if it matches. So we should be very careful. Then double check the signature also because phishing emails often lack contact information or have a suspicious signature. So contact the organization through official channels to verify the email's authenticity. Then watch for unusual requests. So please be cautious of the emails asking you to transfer money. Sometimes you should be cautious about uh, the emails asking send gift cards or perform any financial transactions. Okay. So you have to confirm with the organization, then you have to protect your personal information and stay informed. So keep up with the latest phishing tactics and trends to better recognize evolving the threat. But please remember that even with these precautions, some phishing emails can be highly convincing. And when in doubt, it's safer to be skeptical or verify the email's authenticity before taking any action. So, fake sender domain you have to check, suspicious subject, then generalized greetings, poor grammar. If the grammar mistakes are there, so you can just think that it is just like a phishing. Okay, then must have a link for you to click. So, how to avoid being a victim? So, in the event of you receiving an email, so mimicking, for instance, an email from your bank, you should be or you should do the following. For example, point your mouse momentarily to the sender's email address, then the real email address from where the email came from will be revealed. So most times you will notice it is not coming from the source being branded in the email. If there is a link to click, maybe for an offer, do not click the link. So type in the website address of your bank on a web browser to confirm if they have such offer or if it is a request for your login details. So kindly ignore the email, delete it, or reach out directly to your bank via phone or possibly a visit. So never be in a hurry to respond. Then about the spam. Yes, spam refers to unsolicited messages, irrelevant or unwanted electronic messages, and often sent in bulk, such as email, text messages, or comments on websites. So typically, these messages aim to promote products, services, or links, often with malicious intent. So, spam not only clogs inboxes and disrupts digital communication, but can also carry the phishing attempts, malware, or other cybersecurity threats, and making it essential to employ filters and awareness to minimize its impact. So, this spamming is a method whereby the fraudster sends a message either by email or by SMS or chat and dangling a reward. Most times, so good to be true. And the messages will solicit that user fill out a form and send back a code or sign up in other to receive something or revert a danger. So anyone who responds to a spam email or message will likely give away information which the cyber group uses for immediate or future attacks. So there are several forms of spam messages, for example, email spam, social media spam. Okay. So email spam, those emails that clog up your mailbox, sometimes preventing you from seeking relevant emails. Then social media spam also there. So this is where a spammer throw around accounts on social media to connect to prospective victims. So you must be received friend request on Facebook from a profile posing to be a custom officer or on Twitter. So getting followed by several related handlers all at the time or all at the same time. There are examples of spam accounts. Then mobile spam is also there. So these are the spam SMS spam messenger, and they always send us the bulk SMS to random phone numbers. And the message would either request the recipient to send back a code or call a number to avoid imminent danger or to key into a too good offer. So when you get a spam message or call, never respond to any message from an unknown person claiming to offer you a contract or help or asking you send back a code. Then sometimes the sender would claim to have mistakenly entered your number for a sign on and request you send in a code you received by SMS. So this is a pointer that you respond and you will fall victim. Then phishing, then spam, and then next is the malware. So malicious software. So here the malware short for malicious software. So it refers to any software or code specifically designed to infiltrate or damage or gain unauthorized access to computer systems, networks, or devices. So this malware encompasses various forms, including the viruses, then trojans, ransomware, then spyware, and adware. So it is often distributed through deceptive means such as infected email attachments, malicious websites, or compromised software downloads. So one installed malware can steal sensitive data and it disrupt the system operations or even turn in infected devices into tools for the cyber criminals. So effective cybersecurity practices and tools are vital for detecting and preventing the malware infections. So here the malware codes are delivered in different ways. The payload delivery format results to the different forms of malware. So these are the forms of malware include the virus, then worms, Trojan horse, ransomware, and the uh, spyware. So this is all about the virus and so here, from data breaches to malware attacks and network infrastructure failures, the danger of cyber threat coming into play and can be extensive. So it is therefore really important for the businesses to ensure that they are focusing on preventing these risks from happening in the first place. So this can involve addressing the risk management that is called as the CRM. So this cyber risk management CRM looks at identifying, then assessing, managing, measuring, and monitoring all possible types of these threats. So it should be always be prioritized when seeking out ways to protect against them. We know that organizations must use the CRM to detect the potential dangers posed by these systems and figure out how they can minimize any risk for or vulnerabilities arising from them. Okay. So virus is this is the most common type of malware that can execute itself and spread by infecting the other problems or files. And virus attach their malicious code to clean code and wait for the unsuspecting users or an automated process to execute them, causing damage to the core system file. Then there is a worm, so these get their name from the way they infect systems and they can self-replicate without a host program and typically spreads without any human interaction or directives from the malware authors. So starting from one infected machine, they will their way through the networks also. So here the spyware, as its name suggests, is designed to spy on what a user is doing. So hiding in the background on a computer, so this type of malware will collect information without the user knowing, such as credit card details, passwords, and other sensitive information. The next is the Trojan horse. Is designed to appear as a legitimate software program to gain access to a system. And it is derived its name from Greek soldiers hid in a giant horse to deliver their attack. And acting discreetly, it will breach the security by creating backdoors that give other malware variants easy access. So here the furthermore educational personnel on cybersecurity, the best practices that will tend to bring down the dangers of the cyber attack since it gives staff an insight into the safe online behavior and that should be executed always whenever working online. And last but not least, so frequently system audits or surveys are necessary when discussing the cyber risk. So you must stay aware of modifications or sometimes updates are there. So updates appearing which may point towards highlighted levels of the riskness. So understanding what makes up cyber risk, well, plus having a process for managing it properly assure the businesses that they aim on cybersecurity and will likely accomplish with the success. So here, then the ransomware is designed to infect a user system and encrypt its data. Cyber criminals then demand a ransom payment from the victim is exchanged for decrypting the system's data. So they want some money. Next is also it is also known as the scareware. Ransomware comes with a heavy price, and it is able to lock down networks and lock out users until a ransom is paid. So ransomware has targeted some of the biggest organizations in the world, and that's why we are means the password is protected. Okay, and we know why the password we are using. So password is the digital equivalent of a key to a lock fixed to your home or office, a security system. So password protection allows only those with an authorized password to gain access to certain information. So these passwords are a first line of defense against the cybersecurity compromise, and one of the most important ways to prevent information security breaches is the use of a strong password. Okay, and that's why in this session the importance of network protection in cybersecurity. So the key target of the cybersecurity is to safeguard the networks. So network safety plays a crucial role in every firm's total cyber defense system, and business must make sure that their network protection steps are adequate. So network security provides an organization's confidential information by forming an obstacle between it and the unauthorized access from the hackers or other malicious users. So, moreover, this also ensures all data stored on the device stays private. So, only those who have authorized access can review or change it. But how secure do we feel with these measures in the place? Okay, so moreover, this also ensures all data stores on the device so that stays private. So only those who have authorized access can view the or change it. But how secure do we feel with these measures in place? So network protection covers things like getting antivirus installed, having firewalls in place, then handling the passwords carefully, encryption, and managing encryption keys. So all of these assists organizations to steer clear of the data breach, okay, or cybercrime chances. So furthermore, it keeps unwelcome folks away from the sensitive materials such as banking records or user details or trade secrets. So password is a digital equivalent of a key to a lock fixed to your home or office a security system. And these passwords are a first line of defense against cyber security crimes. So besides protecting companies' information and system against the hackers purposefully doing bad stuff on it, network defense also helps the person stay safe by preventing phishing attempts or infective malware infiltration onto the computers, etc. So business have got to be sure their security system is constantly up to date and with the newest patches and the updates for the safety purposes. So by keeping system shielded from known vulnerability and the threats, companies can, whatever the companies, they can decrease the danger of cyber attacks notably. With this, additionally, businesses they ought to routinely carry out the appraisals of their network infrastructure, which demonstrate any regions where more networthy enhancement could be made as far as both spread and security measures. Uh, any problem with the PPT? No. We'll try. Okay, possible for me. So, the password compromise a potentially major source of a cybersecurity headache for any individual or organization that uses the computer system or has presence the online. Most hacking cases involve compromised passwords, and most times because these passwords were simple to guess. So, applying a sound password protection policy is essential for a safer internet presence. So, by so you have to pay attention to the rules of thumb regarding the password. So, safe cyber habits. So, first is look, then take a pause, then confirm before you click. So be mindful of the links you click on while surfing the internet. A click on a malicious link can lead you to chains of it. So know the difference between a secure site and an unsecure site. So how do we know the secure site? Uh, we know the HTTP and colon means it is not secure. And when there is a HTTPS and colon and then the two slash, it means that it is secure. Yes, any problem? Thank you. Then keep your software and applications up to date. So an updated version of an application would, among other features, tighten the security features so as to keep users free from the backdoor hackers. So you have to keep your software and applications up to date every time. And you have to ensure to install licensed software and that you get your mobile app from trusted or sites or the store. Then avoid pirated software that can expose you to hackers. So next time you get a prompt for software update, so you have to ensure you install the update. Then safe cyber habits. Number three, so use up-to-date antivirus software on your devices. And antivirus software is a utility software that is installed on a computer or mobile device with aim of protecting the device from virus, trojans, spyware, and the spam attacks. So you have to ensure you install an original licensed antivirus or internet security software. So keep your virus software and virus database updated daily. You can set your antivirus update feature to automatic to guarantee a transparent update. Next habit is always log out from sites or portals when you are done using them. But nowadays we can't do it. Okay, so always log out from the sites or portals when you are done using them. So signing on to an account online is more like unlocking a personal safe or your home, and to not log out when you are done using that platform is more like leaving your home wide open and going out. So, definitely it will take luck for you not be trapped. And if you must leave any of your accounts locked on, so ensure it is on your personal device and that your device security locking enabled. So these are some habits. Then limit the personal information you share online. The way you cannot physically hand over your personal information to a total stranger except you get to know the person. So also you should limit the personal information you share with millions of people online, especially on your social media accounts. So no matter how well you think you know the person you met online, you cannot really be sure of who they are and how dangerous they can be. So limit the personal information you share online. The next habit is keep your online accounts privacy setting enabled and regularly updated. So privacy settings are control button provided within your browser or an online account which you can use to define your information sharing boundaries online. So most of the browsers and the social media platforms have provision for the privacy and security settings. So with your privacy setting properly configured, you can limit who can have access to your shared information. The next habit is regularly clear your browser cache and cookies. A cookie is a file attached to your browser by websites so as to record your browsing history. So we have always clear our browsing history. So through cookies, your social media, email, and many other services can easily be compromised. And catch data on your system or device helps for faster browsing experience, but it can also be an avenue for housing malware on your system. The next habit is do not use public Wi-Fi. Please always use private Wi-Fi. Public Wi-Fi networks like the ones at restaurants, parks, then airport, etc., are very unsecure because hackers can latch on the network in other to gain unauthorized access to your system. So if you happen to always be on the go, try and use a VPN service or the software to encrypt your data. So here, all this information is related with the cybersecurity. So besides protecting a company's information and the systems against the hackers, by keeping systems shielded from the known vulnerabilities and the threats, company or you can also decrease the danger of cyber attacks notably. So what's more, having powerful approaches and the techniques set up for dealing with the representative passwords is a fundamental for decreasing the hazards and posted by unapproved get endeavors or malevolent action inside the business networks. So organizations or you can also you should also guarantee that the representatives are consistently prepared on secure password, just as how to recognize the suspicious movement on the framework. So these uh, means can incredibly improve an organization's system or your system assurance strategies for battling the digital wrongdoing today. So something which stays the significant if you need to remain safe online in tomorrow's the universe of advanced change. Okay, so keeping up with regular updates is essential for making sure that any security weaknesses are tackled promptly, as well as providing the extra protection against the malicious state. So you should also ensure their endpoint security solutions are regularly kept an eye on. So, thus ensuring the detection of any untoward activities going on with their networks and subsequently the taking suitable action before potential damage is done. So all things considered implementing the strong endpoint security is necessary if business wish to safeguard themselves or properly deploying these solutions can greatly reduce the risk associated with online threats and provide the peace of mind at the same time. So we can also know some strategies. So it is fair to say that cybersecurity is a major concern for any type of businesses or organizations these days. And as the amount of cyber threats continues to grow, it has become more crucial than ever before for organizations to themselves safeguard themselves from them. So, in other words, to measure the seek out trouble ahead of time so as not to prevent serious issue from arising later on down the track. So when it comes to the cyber defense, so we have to be very carefully with the cost and the security that they are aiming for. So to protect against the malicious software attacks, or sometimes the company deploy malware detection systems, as well as the firewalls, access control list that is called as the ACLs. So can be used. So only authorized the personal gain access to sensitive data encryption techniques ensure the confidential information is stored securely. So besides this sort of tech protection, regularly backups should also be employed in case a system get breached. So that way any lost data can quickly or efficiently be recovered. But where does this leave you when trying to balance out cost or with the level of safety? So we ought to think about investing in third-party incident response services too. So this way, if an invasion does happen, despite all the prevention efforts put into place, then there will be a quick remedy action available immediately after detecting any breaches. So it's paramount that business today not only employ effective cyber defenses but also keep up with modern trends so that when new threats appear they can try to stop these dangers before it's too late. So I think I'm done with this. So why cybersecurity awareness is important, and focusing today on this. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, Revati ma'am, for giving us so many information. So, yeah, students, if you can have any doubts, you can ask to Revati ma'am.
Yes, I think I cleared all the doubts.
I
There are
hope there
two.
will be no doubts too, because that much clear. And I think we can conclude the session, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all, and thank you, Ravi Shankar sir, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Good night.